Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I'm that guy who likes string cheese. They call me Jay.
Yes, they do, and yes, you do. And we are here with episode 25, and we are going to be talking about Elimination Chamber. That's right.
Elimination Chamber! Satan's playground! What the fuck?
That's right. Some pretty fucked up shit.
Dude, some pretty hardcore shit.
That's true, too. But first, John, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I mean, it's been an interesting week for a lot of shit, you know, wrestling and stuff like that. Other things. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I feel like we haven't recorded in ages.
I know. I feel like it's been like fucking week.
It's been a week. And you want to know what's even funnier? It's actually only been like 5 minutes.
I mean, yes. For those of you who don't know, we just filmed our retro match review for our Patreon. Her name is Lindsay. If you're jealous that Lindsay gets special videos, well, maybe you should go to Patreon and sign up.
Yeah. You get yourself some special content.
Hell yeah, you can get some one-on-one with this guy over here, and he'll Q&A with
guy over. Oh, this guy over here. Apparently, there's some guy over on that side. This guy, though.
Well, you tell that guy either he's going to need to start putting into the content that we're doing here, or he can get the fuck out.
I hope you heard that. You talk to him. You know what? Fuck you.
Put him on the phone. Three-way call.
He walked away. He's a puss, bitch.
Fucking puss. He sucks.
So, as we do with most episodes, we have a little bit of news to cover in a segment we like to call
Breaking Kayfabe.
That's right, John. Breaking Kayfabe. You did it beautifully. I love it. I love hearing your voice say sexy things like that. It's always a good time in the house.
I think you just always like the way I've said breaking kayfabe.
It's true, I do.
I've never changed. For some reason, every time I see that graphic, in my head, I'm just like, breaking kayfabe!
It's, you know what? I love it, and I hope it never changes.
Although I just realized, Dolly Parton must have been really cold that day.
Okay.
Turkey's done.
Turkey's
right
done.
Through the window.
Right through the window, baby. Right through the window. Is what it is, right?
But yes, we have some news. Not as much as usual since, you know, it's been a week.
It's been a week. It's rare that happens.
But let me tell you, some really interesting shit happened in this fucking week. That's
true. So we're going to start off with a nice fun bit of information. Not really a story, but sort of a story. Seems the WWE has decided to get into the world of wine. They apparently have launched a site called WWEWines.com. It's pretty fascinating. They have teamed up with Wines That Rock, the premier lifestyle wine company, to bring some exclusive online custom crafted wines. And right now they have two. Here's an image: the Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker. The Ultimate Warrior is as you can see, a 2019 Zinfandel. The Undertaker 2018 Cabernet Sauvignon. And you can get the pair for $100 right now.
That's not horrible.
Yeah, you can get bigger amounts, multiple packs. You can get, if you just want the Undertaker bottle, if you just want the Ultimate Warrior, you can do that as well. You can get up to I think they have like a 6-pack of bottles that you can get. Nice. But yeah, it sounds pretty cool. John, you sent this to me. What were your thoughts when you first saw this?
I mean, I'm kind of excited, to be honest with you. I'm not a big wino, but I mean, kind of makes me want to buy them and try them.
I kind of just want to buy them to keep them around. You know what I mean? Like, they're pretty cool looking. I don't know. I dig it.
If I had an extra $200 kicking around where I could like buy 4 bottles, test 2, keep 2, that would definitely be the thing. Now I watched a video on these.
I mean, if you look, the Undertaker label, it's a tombstone.
Yeah.
I dig it. You got that sweet face mask for the Ultimate Warrior. That's pretty sweet. I dig that.
I think it's weird though that they went with like personalized bottles the way they did though, because like the bottles for a red wine are typically like more slender and smaller in size but taller.
Yeah.
And they went with like the one for the Undertaker looks more like a bourbon bottle.
Yeah. I think they were going for like that tombstone-y kind of like shape.
Probably.
Almost.
I know but corks are personalized corks too. Like they have printing on the corks.
That's cool. And I saw that they're wax dipped, which I thought was kind of neat. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. And they're not available in stores. Unfortunately,
only available online.
And unfortunately, they're only available in the US right now. But it just started. We're we'll see.
We shall.
Obviously, I think you kind of mentioned this to me off air. It seems like maybe them trying to compete with like Jericho having his own champagne line or whatever. So
I mean, you figure there's no way in hell the Warrior was like before he died, man, I would really love to have a wine named after me.
I know, right? And I mean, the Undertaker might drink wine, but I feel like he'd be more of a beer guy. I don't know.
Actually, from everything I've ever heard, he's a whiskey dude.
Okay.
Which is why I'm really shocked that there's a wine for the Undertaker. Because I'm like, if you were to tell me, like, if you as a wrestling person were to be like, I've got this 6-pack of Austin beer, like the Steve Weisers, and then over here you've got like a flask of Dead Man Ale or Dead Man whiskey or something like that. You're fucking selling the right shit because I'm buying.
Yeah.
But you tell me there's an Undertaker wine and I'm like, okay. Am I supposed to drink it on Sundays when the holiness is coming and I take the blood of Christ and the body of heaven and like what?
You want to know what would be cool? So you get this Undertaker whiskey. I love the name, the Dead Man whiskey. I like that. The bottle needs to actually be shaped like either a tombstone or a coffin.
Yes.
And the cap, because if the whiskey, it's gonna have a cap instead of a cork. It's his hat.
Yes.
Tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
Somebody make this shit happen.
Yeah, that'd be sweet. I would buy so many of those. It'd be fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So I figured why not?
Why not?
Why not? All right. So it looks like WWE has announced a new documentary. Now, this documentary, not in the vein of things that they normally do. It's their first time going outside of the company to tell a story. And it is the story of Heaven Fitch, who in 2020 became the first female to win a high school boys wrestling state championship in North Carolina. Documentary is titled Heaven. I got an image here for it. Look at that. All right. John, what are your thoughts on them diving outside of the company and doing this high school wrestling documentary?
It's a little weird, but I mean, I get it. They're trying to branch out and draw people in, and hopefully it works for them.
Yeah, I'm interested if it has anything to do with Peacock at all. I don't know, because it's they've been running the network since 2014. They've never done anything like this before.
No. And that's the thing, too. I sent you the article the other day about why they feel that the network never became bigger.
Yeah.
I guess we can address that a little bit while we're covering this, since you're going to mention the Peacock buyout, because I think that's actually fitting. So there was this article where people from the WWE network were saying, like, they never had intentions for the network to go fucking huge and super big because they didn't think that there was much marketing for it. Like, the marketing was essentially directed straight for the people it was intended to and nothing more. They didn't plan on making it super big. They didn't plan on making it super fancy. They wanted you to get the basics, and that was pretty much it.
I think that it's either them being completely stupid or lying out of their ass.
Honestly, I could see it being 50-50 on that. I could see them being like, well, wrestling fans aren't going to want more than just wrestling. But then they started trying to, like, dip their toes into, like, things with, like, the Legends House. And, like, they've got, like, Austin stuff on there. And, like, you know, like, the up, down, down stuff is on there.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more and more they were doing that, the more people were using the network. Because otherwise, what are you doing? You're pretty much just using it for streaming pay-per-views.
That's true. Yeah, I get that.
It's not like you can watch Raw and SmackDown live on the network.
I mean, fuck, even if like a day or two later I could do like you could I'm pretty sure what was it, SmackDown you can watch the next day on Hulu. Can you watch Raw the next day? I don't even know.
I think so.
Why couldn't they have it like that on the network? Like,
I mean, since they can do pay-per-views live, why can't they do Raw and SmackDown live?
Like, I understand they have TV deals, and that's probably a big part of it, but why do I have to wait like a month to watch Raw on the network?
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a week behind, that's better than a month. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't
know. I hate that, but quickly getting back to this documentary, it looks like it'll be narrated by Beth Phoenix.
Ooh.
And Stephanie McMahon will provide the introduction to the film. So that was kind of cool. Yeah.
It's her giving the kid a lap dance.
Okay. If she wants to, that's up to her. It's up to her and the kid.
Hunter comes in with a sledgehammer. He's like, "Kid, are you touching my girl?" Bam!
I mean, the documentary is about a woman. So, yeah, because it's a woman who joined the boys wrestling team, like a girl who joined the boys wrestling team.
That's even more groundbreaking then. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch it at some point, but I still got to watch that Yokozuna one.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. So our next story, we talked a little bit about this last week. With Ty Valkyrie coming over to the WWE. Looks like her and 17 other WWE signings have happened and have been confirmed. We didn't have names last week, but we got some names this week. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through them. If anything pops out at you, you just stop me and we'll talk about it. So we got obviously Taya Valkyrie, apparently her real name Kira Magnin Forster, aka Taya Valkyrie, former Impact Knockouts champion.
Yep.
We got Bronson Reichsteiner,
I'm stopping you because this is the one I'm excited for.
Son of former WCW and WWE star Rick Steiner.
Dogface prevalent.
Talk a little bit about this.
I'm excited for this because I've been doing some research into this one, and so apparently Rick Steiner and Vince McMahon have bad blood between the two of them. Oh. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here, and I'm excited to see the kind of work that they're going to do with him because obviously his dad is a legendary tag team wrestler who had some singles, like a single career. So are they going to make him a tag teamer, or are they going to let him be a solo? And are we going to get to see a new version of a Frankensteiner? Because also
I'll take it all.
Can we address the fact that he has the Goldberg tattoo?
Oh, does he? I didn't even notice that.
He does indeed.
That's pretty damn funny if I do say so myself.
I think he tribalized it a little bit more so that it looks a little different, but yeah, pretty much.
Oh. Okay, so then the next one, which we talked about last week, Sean Ricker, the artist formerly known as Eli Drake, now known in NXT as LA Knight. Then we've got Angela Arnold, aka AQA or Aka. I'm not sure if you say the letters. I don't know, but that's a person. Parker Bordeaux says a powerhouse collegiate offensive lineman who's a football player. Then we got Anthony Henry, a former Evolve star.
Makes sense.
Chance Barrow, known on the Indies as Harlem Bravado. I know we mentioned him when we were talking about this story last week. I think it was him, Taya Valkyrie, and Eli Knight. I think were the three that we had names for last week, and that was it. So then we got Teresa Seranano, now known as Zoe Stark, debuted in the Women's Dusty Classic. Then we have Christian Brigham, known on the Indies as Christian Casanova. Ooh. I don't know what he'll be known as in the WWE, but I kind of like that name. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if they changed Christian. You know what I mean? Just because of Christian. Even if they call him Chris Casanova, I don't know.
That's still pretty sweet, yeah.
Or like Christoph Casanova. You know, they could do something. They could do something with it. I like the Casanova name. I think they should keep that personally. Then we got Priscilla Kelly, now known as Gigi Dolan. Okay. Drew Casper, 2-time All-American heavyweight wrestler for Otterbein University. So, okay. See, I'm interested in a guy like this because you got, obviously, Kurt Angle, Chad Gable, those types of guys tend to do fairly well. So We'll see. We'll see if they can utilize this guy. Brianna Coda, 19-year-old who debuted for NXT in the Women's Dusty Classic. Christian Hubble, known on the Indies as Blake Christian. So we got another Christian in there.
Interesting.
Matrick Belton, a college football star who trained at the CZW Academy.
Ooh.
I feel like that might intrigue John a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, John likes a little CZW action.
I do.
Yes, you do. Cameron Clay, known on the Indies as Cameron Brené. Then we got Joe Areola, an NCAA wrestler. Taylor Grotto, formerly known as Avery Taylor. And Carissa Rivera, it just says an indie star. That's all it says. But yeah, so other than the couple that we have talked about, any of those jump out at you at all? I mean, there's not a ton of information,
really, but I'm excited to get to see some of them.
Yeah, though we also talked about this, the fact that they're bringing in all these people. When are they going to drop the hammer and start cutting a bunch of people too? You know, like how are they able to continue to, in a time where they don't have any crowds, to keep hiring new people? You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. And I mean, half their roster they don't utilize properly anyways.
Nope.
So I guess we will see how that all goes. But I'm excited for some of these people and to see them get a shot. Okay.
No, absolutely, man. I can't wait to see what some of these people are going to bring to the table, especially the Steiner son.
Yeah. So those are not the only people who have been brought in to the WWE.
Nope.
WWE has reportedly signed a second-generation wrestler named Jennifer Michelle Cantu Iglesias. Says she was not part of that big Performance Center class, but she was announced separately, and she is the daughter of a Mexican wrestler. She is the daughter of Mexican wrestler Bronco, who from Mexico, competed in CMLL. Later wrestled as Spider-Man and Gigolo after losing his mask in 1996. So I don't know much about her. Apparently she's a high-level Olympic weightlifter, competed in weightlifting kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't know her father, but hey, I'm interested to see what she'll bring to the table.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, so. And the last person who has been brought up, going over to NXT UK, William Regal's son, Bailey Matthews, made his debut over on the, like I said, on NXT UK. Went toe-to-toe with the former UK champ, Tyler Bate. So, John, thoughts on that?
I mean, if he's anything as good as like his dad, man, WWE UK is in store. Because Regal, I know a lot of people don't like Regal, but he's a master technician.
I don't understand that. Like, I love William Regal. I've always been a fan of William Regal.
I agree. Maybe not always his persona on screen, but I mean, his matches they're fucking cut and dry. Like they're not. To mention,
he's always been a good performer for what he does. You know,
true.
That kind of hoity-toity thing.
Give him lip backstage, he'd legit pop you in your mouth.
Dude, I 100% believe that. 100%. Yeah, there's no way that he's going to let people Just got to get away with shit.
No, I wouldn't let people get away with that shit either.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I like that he's got a big presence on NXT, and I like that his son is getting this shot. You know,
I completely agree.
Maybe we'll see him come over to regular NXT at some point. Who knows? We'll see.
Speaking of big presence,
big presence. Speaking of NXT, a big NXT star making her way up to Raw. That's right, Rhea Ripley.
Yes,
is moving on up.
Moving on up.
I'm pretty excited for this. Apparently, WWE announced her this move on the most recent edition of Raw via a hype package. So we've been talking about this since Mania, since we restarted this show. We've been saying, dude, Rhea Ripley needs to be on main roster.
Well, there's a big rumor right now that they're bringing her to Raw to go up against Asuka for the Women's Championship at Mania.
I mean, I'd love it. I would love it. It'd be fantastic.
Do you think she's instantly deserving of a title shot, though, to surpass all the other women and go straight to the top of the division?
Maybe. I mean, she was the NXT Women's Champ.
She was.
She had a WrestleMania. You know what I mean? I think that
with Charlotte,
I think that she is big enough to warrant it to where I'm not going to be upset if it happens. Though I would like the next, 6 weeks or whatever, until Mania, 6 or 7 weeks until Mania, to be building that feud and kind of giving her that momentum to where more people will feel okay with her going for the title.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's a lot of deserving women, but I will say this. I think Rhea Ripley right now, I will say that she is one of the strongest women the WWE has. And I don't even mean just physically strong, but she's got a presence to her that is unlike anything else on the roster right now. And typically with a presence like that, WWE doesn't know how to work with them properly.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So hopefully, I mean, I like Asuka, but she can't cut a really good promo because she can't speak very good English.
Yeah.
Whereas you're going to put a mic in Rhea Ripley's hands and you're going to know everything she's saying. And I can only hear, prepare for Asuka so many times before I'm like, okay.
I mean, I get it. I wish they would subtitle.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I understand it's hard to do on live shows, but I don't know. Figure it out.
Time for a Mr. Fuji mouthpiece.
Something. But I love Asuka. I love her as the champ, but I'm not going to be upset if Rhea Ripley takes it home at Mania. I'm really not.
No, I wouldn't be upset either.
Yeah.
And especially after her presence at last year's Mania.
Yeah.
She put on a clinic.
Dude, I rewatched that match. It was fantastic. All right. Our next one, fairly big one in the world of wrestling.
So big.
That's right. This big. The Big Show quit WWE, and Paul White has entered AEW. That's right.
This is huge in the world of wrestling. And not just because it's the artist formerly known as The Big Show, but he was with the WWE for 22 years.
22.
He's one of the guys that when he jumped from WCW, he stayed loyal to a company, and he was there through thick and thin. He never tried to jump to TNA. He never tried to go to New Japan. He's been with the WWE. He's been loyal. Finally, just got tired of some shit and said, "I'm out."
I guess he had some sort of disagreement or whatever with Randy Orton, with stuff going on with Randy Orton.
That's what I'm hearing. There was a lot of backstage shit with Orton, and he just finally had enough of it.
Yeah, so I never thought I'd see the day, to be honest with you.
No, man, not like that.
I thought he was a lifer. I really did. But
I mean, I guess we'll see.
You gotta do what's best for you, and I hope that
Absolutely.
I mean, this is a big acquisition for AEW.
Yeah.
Huge.
It's
freaking huge. And the thing is, from what I understand, he's not wrestling. He's over there. It's from the press release that they put out. It says he'll be part of the commentary team for their upcoming YouTube show, AEW Dark Elevation. So,
I mean, whether or not he wrestles is a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But it's really funny that you bring up that he's not going to wrestle, because coming up soon, guess who is going to appear on their show wrestling?
Who?
Shaq.
Oh.
And we were rumored to get a Shaq versus Big Show match years ago.
That's true.
Just saying, it could still happen.
It could still happen. Yeah, definitely. I'd be interested in that. Apparently, Big Show has not been seen on WWE TV since January 4th during the Raw Legends Night show.
It makes sense, because that was right around that time where Orton was terrorizing like him and Shawn. And
yeah, so it's been almost 2 months. And here's my question, right? Is this going to affect his Netflix show, the Big Show show?
Ooh, that's good. That's a good question.
Because I enjoyed that show. I still haven't watched that Christmas episode that they did, though.
I did.
Yeah? Was it good?
Yeah. It was good. It definitely, you could tell it was recorded slightly afterwards, but it still fit.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious, because I don't know if it's a WWE Studios production.
You would assume so, especially with the name The Big Show on it.
Yeah, and he in the show, he is the Big Show.
The Big Show.
Yeah, so he's not that anymore. You know
what
I mean?
The Paul Wright Show.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure WWE owns the Big Show. Like, owns that name.
I'm pretty sure.
I have a feeling that's the end of that show. Like, I don't think it's coming back, which is a bummer.
It's the end of the show.
Well,
Paul Wright is here.
I think the Big Show is no mo.
Yeah, no,
I'm saying. Which is a bummer, because like I said, I enjoyed it, but is what it is. He has to do what's right for him.
No, I agree.
Yeah, so. All right. So it looks like Tommy Dreamer not too happy with AEW.
No.
As they aired an ad, a paid advertisement during Impact, where essentially what they were doing was bashing Impact. Now, obviously, it seems like it's a whole work. They're portraying themselves as better than Impact, because they're doing this whole thing with the crossing over whatever. But Dreamer, again, like I said, not happy. Put out a tweet, says, "Promo lesson 101: build the person you are talking about up. If you win or lose, you've beaten or lost to someone special. When more than half your staff worked for Impact Wrestling, don't shit on the place that helped them, because you're basically shitting on yourself. #fact, #Impact on Access TV." So, John, you watched this ad.
I did.
You heard his words. What are your thoughts on all this?
I kind of have to agree with Dreamer, man. Like, you can't take shots at the people who help build what you're working with. But at the same time, like, I feel bad, because I don't think it was intentionally made to come off as in like them shitting directly on Impact. I think the way the partnership is supposed to be is like, we're AEW, we're the guys right now. We're number 2 in ranking. Like, it's WWE, AEW, and then clearly like Impact falls in like with the rest of the other people. Yeah. I think AEW has bragging rights at this point to be saying like, hey, we're better than you. Yeah. But I don't think it was intentionally meant to come off as like slanderish. I just think
I think it was meant to be more like feud building.
Yes.
Because that's what it seems like they're going. They're going for a whole, AEW versus Impact kind of thing, which is cool. But it did come off like the things that were said came off kind of harsh and real dickish.
Really dickish.
So
And however,
so I
who the
get
fuck
Dreamer
had the
being
wind
upset.
machine on Tony Schiavone so much? Because he looked like he was in a fucking wind tunnel. Like his hair's just like.
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Yeah. But I mean, I'm interested to see where all this AW Impact stuff goes.
Yes.
But yeah, I think they need to rein it in a little bit. You know what I mean? The
Just a
on
little.
the AW side, because it doesn't make, like, to the hardcore Impact fans, that's not going to make AEW look good. It's not really going to make them want to go and watch your product at all.
No.
You know what I mean? I understand building the feud, but it's I don't know, man. I think it's a misstep for them to do stuff like that at this stage. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. All right. And our last story, AEW Revolution is right around the corner. Apparently, they sold out all their tickets or whatever for it for this pay-per-view. It's pretty. I mean, it's obviously a limited capacity, but they sold out real quick. Apparently, it's coming. It's going to be coming March 7th, right out of Jacksonville, Florida. So, So, because we were talking about that ad in the last story, they mentioned something that I did not know. I didn't know Tony Khan owned the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Neither did I.
I had no clue about that. I'm like, I knew that it was like down in Jacksonville, like that's where their home base was. I had no idea that he had that kind of money. I didn't know, you know what I mean? I was like, wow.
I mean, I knew Tony had money. I didn't know how much money.
Yeah, I mean, that's money right there. That's definitely money.
Thanks.
But getting back to this, John, I thought we'd maybe go over some of this match card. Just kind of give our quick thoughts about some of it. So, yeah. Do you want to start with the big match, or do you want to save that for the end?
Let's save the big match for the end.
All right. So we'll start down here at the bottom. Miro and Kip Sabian, or Sabian, I don't know why I said his name wrong, versus Orange Cassidy and Chuck Taylor. Thoughts? Man, I wish I was wearing my shirt right now. Because I'd have been like, Orange Cassidy, bitches.
I mean, I definitely think it's going to be a good match because Kip Sabian is definitely a very good wrestler. But I mean, he's in the ring with one of the best.
It's true. Yeah. I mean, Chuck Taylor, right?
Chucky T!
Chucky T! Then we got a big money match. Adam Page versus Matt Hardy. Winner receives the loser's full 2021 first quarter earnings. I think that's pretty cool. It seems unique. You don't usually see, like, we're playing for paychecks here, essentially. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this is big money Matt Hardy we're talking about. This isn't version 1. This isn't broken Matt Hardy. This isn't the Deleter of worlds. Because, yes, he knew you'd come. That's my Matt Hardy.
John. I love it. I love it so much. But yeah, I dig it. I love that Matt Hardy, doing his thing. Lately, we tend to see a lot of him as like a manager type role. So it's nice.
Yeah, that's big money Matt for you.
Yeah, but it's nice. I like that he's getting in the ring for this. I dig it. All right, then we got a street fight. Sting and the TNT champion Darby Allin versus Brian Cage and Ricky Starks. All right, John.
Ricky Starks.
I don't know who Ricky Starks is. I'm sorry. What are your thoughts on Sting and Darby teaming up for this?
Well, I'm really excited to see this because a lot of people are saying Darby Allin is the new version of a Stinger. So, I mean, we're getting Sting back in the ring. Let's see if he's still got it in him to keep going.
We'll see. We'll see.
Powerbomb from Brian Cage. So,
all right. I dig it. All right, we got Casino Battle Royale. Santana and Ortiz versus the Butcher and the Blade versus Private Party versus Bear Country versus the Dark Order's Alex Reynolds and John Silver versus the Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno versus Top Flight versus a to-be-determined opponent. Winners receive a future AEW World Tag Team title match. All right, John. who are your favorites coming into this match?
Well, that's a big match. Like, is this
who are you
like
looking
a
forward to?
tag team battle royal type deal?
Yeah, I mean it's nuts. There's what, 8? Is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe? I think there's so many fucking teams in this thing.
Well, there's just gonna be 9 tag teams out there fighting.
There's eight tag teams. 8 tag teams total. 16 people though. Like that's a lot of people.
Because I mean, I love the Casino Battle Royal, and I know this isn't the Casino Battle Royal, so I'm like, damn, this is a huge fucking match.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I'm just excited to see this. That's gonna be a fucking battle.
Yeah, dude, it really is. Well, I forgot to show this up at the top. Look at this poster for it. It's pretty sweet.
Oh, dude, that is pretty sweet.
I like the colors. I like it. I like it all. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot.
Wait, put the poster back up for a sec.
Oh, okay. I like it a lot.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to see who's behind the breaking kayfabe? Pow!
Well, it made me realize because I was looking at Kenny, and there's the guy right to the left of Kenny, and I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I realized it's one of the Jacksons, and he's growing a beard out.
Yeah, I see that.
Like, okay, they kind of look a little different now. I'm okay with that.
I like you got little Darby Allin tucked in between Sting and Cody. Little Darby Allin down there.
That is true.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Cody. Although I love that Cody in that picture is holding the TNT title as well.
Yeah, they only got so many pictures.
I mean, he's one of the bosses. Fucking take a new picture.
That's true. He's busy, John.
You can see him in the office.
Yeah, you can. Anyways, anybody that's sticking out to you in that match?
Probably Santana and Ortiz. They're one of the bigger ones. Although there are a couple of Dark Order tag teams in there.
Yeah.
All hail the Dark Order.
They might help each other out. You don't know.
Maybe.
You don't know. All right. And we got a Face of the Revolution ladder match. I love that most of these matches have interesting names.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat. I like that about it. So Face of the Revolution ladder match. Cody Rhodes versus Penta El Zero versus Lance Archer versus Scorpio Sky versus Max Caster or 10. I don't know when that'll be determined who's going to be versus a to be announced opponent. Winner receives a future TNT title match.
Interesting.
It's pretty interesting. I like that they're really getting a shit ton of their roster in this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
16 people just in the tag team match. Another 6 people in this match.
Maybe you should start taking notes.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, come on, guys. Step it up.
Names in these matches. It's not just like A-listers are on the fucking match card. Like they're incorporating as much of the roster as they can.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. So.
I mean, there's a Casino Battle Royal. Even if you're not in a big match, you'll probably be in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of cool stuff going on there. All right, then we got the AEW Women's World Title match. Eliminator tournament winner versus Hikaru Shida. So we'll find out who that is. Probably. I wouldn't be shocked if it's this coming Wednesday.
Probably.
AEW World Tag Team title match, Jericho and MJF versus the Young Bucks. Who you got in that match there, Johnny?
I think it's going to be money.
Yeah? You think it's going to be money? Money. How much money?
All the monies.
About 350? About 350?
350.
And the big match, which I assume will be the main event of
Probably.
this. If it's not the main event, I'll be very disappointed. The exploding barbed wire death match for the AEW World Title between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega. John, I know you want to talk about this. Let's hear your thoughts.
I am excited for this match on so many different levels and for so many different reasons. I think it's about time we get a good death match style thing. And I think this is going to probably be, and I hope I'm speaking out of place, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of the last big extreme matches we see from Jon Moxley.
Really?
he's going to be a dad. He's going to have to start throwing his shit back.
Yeah, maybe this is like his last hurrah. He wants to go out with a bang, literally.
A fucking
exploding bang. Yeah, I could see that.
I'm excited for it, though. This whole pay-per-view, the whole card sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, this, I'll be totally honest. I know we talked a little bit about it. I am very tempted to buy this pay-per-view. You know,
I mean, absolutely.
I don't tend to buy AEW pay-per-views because, you know, it's like $40 a whack.
Yeah.
But I am very tempted to get this one. So yeah, I definitely might have to do that. So, all right, yeah, and that wraps up everything that we got going on for Breaking Kayfabe, John.
Breaking Kayfabe.
That's right. I think it's about time we jump into the main show, because it's the main show.
Not anymore. It's not. Now it's the right show.
Ah, shit. It's good stuff. All right. So, as we said before, today we are talking about Elimination Chamber. That's right. Boom, look at that beautiful graphic. Centered. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Oh, you gotta, you just want to feel it all over your face, neck, and chest.
No. So, let's jump into this pre-show.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into the humble jumble of everything that like really happens on the pre-show. You know what a pre-show is all about.
I've only got a couple of notes for the actual pre-show.
Fair enough. What are your notes?
Okay, so before we actually get into the actual pre-show, I wanted to just make a comment about the whole event overall.
Okay.
You know, you brought this to my attention before I wound up watching the pay-per-view, because I didn't realize this, but they had cut the women's title match from the card.
Yes.
Not pleased with that.
Nope.
Like, me and you talked a little bit about this off air, and with them bringing Rhea Ripley up to Raw, I don't understand why they didn't just put her in this match. Why didn't you just keep this match, have her come up at the pay-per-view, go up against Asuka, like maybe have a thing like where maybe Asuka sets an open challenge. You know what I mean? She's like, yeah. Well, since my opponent can't do it, there, I'll open challenge.
Yeah.
And Rhea Ripley answers that call. Now, I'm not saying she wins. Honestly, I think that she shouldn't win, but she puts on a hell of a show. And then it can start that feud toward WrestleMania. It would have been perfect.
It would have been. I mean, they could have used any female, though, to have filled this spot just for a fucking match.
Yeah, they could have.
I mean, you've got a ton of deserving fucking talent. Dana Brooke, Mandy Rose, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, just to name 4 right off the top of my head.
You telling me that they couldn't go back, dip into that Alexa Bliss Asuka thing,
right?
And do this, like, come on.
Maybe Nikki Cross, who, you know,
yeah, something. They could have done something. I don't know.
Would have been better than cutting the match.
I don't know. I don't know what the thought behind it was, but I was really disappointed, because I was looking forward to finding out, who's it going to be, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we had all these theories when we did the prediction show.
Yeah.
I was like, my pipe dream theory, Becky Lynch is coming back, you know?
Yeah.
But the whole Rhea Ripley thing, I feel like it bothers me more knowing that they're bringing Rhea Ripley up to Raw, specifically Raw.
Yep.
Because that's the fucking title.
Yep.
Like, you literally had an opportunity to bring her to the main roster on a pay-per-view.
Yep.
To surprise everybody and not just have it be a fucking hype package on Raw.
Yep.
You just say, boom, here she is. She's going for this title. And then she shows up the next night on Raw.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Well, like I said, it didn't dawn on me that they had cut the match until I was like halfway through the main event. And I was like, oh, fuck, where was the women's match? Are the women main eventing the chamber? I was like, because I guess theoretically that could happen. But then after the way the main chamber goes down and then they show the little graphic in the corner, I was like, well, no, that's the end of the pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah, I was bummed by that, but, is what it is. So I guess with all that out of the way, I guess we'll get into the actual pre-show.
Well, like I said, people who watch the pre-show know it's all hype packages.
That's true.
Let's focus on the meat.
There was something interesting, though, that I wanted to mention. The very first thing, I don't know if you noticed, but the very first thing that was shown during the pre-show. Do you remember?
No.
They showed in a promo for the new WWE 24 documentary about Keith Lee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Now, I don't know who decides who gets a WWE 24 about them. I have no idea. But this whole thing going around that Vince doesn't view him as champion material, and that may have been part of why he wasn't actually in the triple threat match. Why the fuck would they go through doing a WWE 24 and promoting it if that's the case? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I think the Vince not being behind Keith Lee anymore falls down to a bunch of different things. For one, Keith Lee was on the list of big guys, including Almost and Otis. And I know there was a couple of other guys who got sent back down for training and stuff because Vince isn't high and mighty on the big guy thing right now because they weren't performing well.
Yeah.
I know he posted that engagement with Mia Yim, and I know that probably rubbed some people the wrong way because, she's running with Retribution. Even though when they were in NXT, they were pretty much working together all the time. Yeah. Like, they had the feud with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae.
Yeah. But aren't people not actually supposed to know that she's the female in Retribution? Like,
even though
they don't use her? Yeah, they don't use her name or anything. Like,
who knows?
Are they really trying to say, "Oh yeah," because you're like, I don't fucking know.
Well, how many other Asian blue-haired women do you have?
It's true. It's true. But yeah, I don't know. That it was just something I wanted to, because like it threw me off seeing it.
I'm sorry. Because she's not Asian.
Okay.
She's whatever she is, though. How many blue-haired women do you have on roster who look like Mia Yim? She's a beautiful woman.
It's true. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something I wanted to bring up because it's stuck in my mind quite a bit because we had been talking about the whole Keith Lee thing since last week's prediction show. So
true. Another thing I want to bring up while we're talking about things that like they really don't have an explanation. Since you and I really don't watch SmackDown, I was unaware of the whole Sonya Deville becoming the helper to Adam Pearce.
She's the assistant to Adam Pearce, apparently, from what I didn't realize this either. I looked it up and that's what it said. So
she's the assistant Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
No, she's the assistant to
Adam Pearce. But yeah, I mean, I liked seeing her on the desk. I think she has a good presence.
I think she's got a great presence to her, though.
Yeah,
like great.
And I think I know me and you talked a bit about this thing that they did with the Street Profits coming out. They congratulated her on the new position, and then confronted her about not giving them a title match, and she was not happy about the way they came at her. And I know that you were more on the Street Profits side, and I was more on her side because I'm like, there's a time and place for this. Like you don't ransack her during the pre-show.
So we'll civilly debate this for the benefit of the show. Personally, if I am a former tag team champion, you've already nixed the fucking women's title match. You should fill that spot. When was the last time the Raw tag team champions were defended? Who knows? But give me a fucking shot. Come give me a shot. Let me have my titles back.
No, see, and here's the thing. I agree that they deserve a shot. Absolutely, 100%. However, they went about it the wrong way.
Or no, they're on SmackDown now.
Now, I don't know if they've been trying to get in touch with her before. It didn't seem that way, though.
Who knows?
From the way she talked, it didn't seem like she, and they never like mentioned that she was ducking him or anything like that.
No.
So it doesn't seem like they tried any other avenues to get in touch with her about all this. So that's what I had the problem. I was like, dude, it's like, come on, you're better than that. You do deserve the title shot, absolutely. You held the titles for a long time, and you're a fantastic, one of the best tag teams that they have in the WWE right now.
Currently,
and so absolutely they deserve to be up there and getting ready for that shot. But there's better ways to go about it. That's all I had to say about it. Really.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So I was really shocked we didn't get an R-Truth segment this month.
Dude, I was literally thinking that. I hadn't written it down because I didn't think about it while watching it. But as we were talking, it popped into my head. I was like, we didn't get an R-Truth.
No.
I don't know what's like. But I mean, we got some
24/7 champion.
That's true.
Right now, Bad Bunny is.
Bad Bunny is, yeah. I mean, we got some 24/7 talk. They were kind of ribbing Pete Rosenberg, and he was there was some good back and forth between him and like JBL and Booker T. About his title reign. I actually really like that. It's probably my favorite Pete Rosenberg segment, I guess, of stuff that I've seen from him. Yeah, it's been Sam Roberts. I like that. Then they talked to MVP about whether or not it matters who replaces Keith Lee. Obviously, MVP doesn't think so, and he ripped off The Rock's line. It doesn't matter, Yeah. Dude, I was like, really, Montavious? Come on, get out of here with that. Yes,
so
I called him
the replacement for, Keith Lee.
There was one other thing in the pre-show I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Before the match, Billy fucking Kay. It was during this MVP spot. She comes out, and he actually takes her resume, but he still says he's not going to get back to her.
Oh yeah, and I thought that was great. Dude, he's like,
I laughed.
I'm not going to call you.
I laughed so hard. Her facial expression when she was like, it was great. Oh, I'll be honest. I know it's cheesy, but I love this. I love this whole thing that they're doing with her. I don't know where it's going to go. And it's probably going to end really stupidly or just like disappear. But at the moment, fair enough. But at the moment, I dig what they're doing. With this whole headshot resume thing. I don't know. It's hilarious when they do it.
Headshot resume?
It's better than most of the R-Truth stuff.
That's true.
It's funnier to me than that stuff. So I would rather see her doing that every pay-per-view pre-show than him coming out being weird every single pre-show.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. So, okay. So now it's time for that pre-show match.
So now we get into the pre-show match, which was a fatal four-way to determine who would take Keith Lee's spot in the United States Championship match. And we saw Mustafa Ali taking on John Morrison, taking on Ricochet, taking on Elias.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I was excited about all these competitors until Elias came out. I'm not a fan.
I said the same thing.
I'm just not.
I was like, oh man, like we got like 3 fucking guys who can really like make the ring their bitch, and then Elias.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I watched this match, and this match just gave me a real feeling the whole time. It was good, but it really wasn't anything special. Like, especially for the fact that Ricochet and Jomo are both guys who we know can defy the physics of anything that happens inside that ring. And Mustafa Ali is the same way, where he can really get agile and airborne if he wants to.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Something about this match just really didn't have that normal feeling to it.
I get that. I feel like Elias, I mean, maybe it's just my bias against him because I don't really like him, but I feel like he took a lot of the air out of it when he was doing stuff in the ring. Because, like, Ricochet right out of the gate, killer drop kick, putting on an impressive show throughout. Yeah. Jomo doing some great stuff, even Ali doing some great stuff. But honestly, I would have preferred this to be a triple threat because I think it would have wound up being a better overall match.
I 100% agree with that.
And like having Retribution around the ring, I thought was interesting. They didn't do too much. Yeah.
And no, they didn't get involved as much as I thought they were going to.
Yeah. Ricochet got just taken out by Retribution.
They
I thought that
slammed
was
him hard.
Whoo, man, real bad.
Now, I thought it was really interesting, though, that they essentially cost Ali the match, though. Like, like everything starts breaking down on the outside of the ring. Ali's distracted. Obviously, Jomo, he takes advantage of this. He scoops down Ali, gets the schoolboy pin 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, oh shit, Retribution just cost fucking Ali a title shot. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch Raw, so I don't know if there was any
honestly
thing to happen from that, but or is it SmackDown? I can never remember.
They're Raw.
Okay, yeah, so I don't know if there was any sort of backlash about all of that, but
who knows?
I don't know. But John Morrison going up against Bobby Lashley and Matt Riddle now for the U.S. Championship later on in the night.
Yep.
All right. So it's time for Elimination Chamber, John.
Woo!
You excited to talk about it? All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opening of the show sees the lowering of Satan's playground. But which chamber will it be? Will it be the Universal Championship? Or will it be the WWE Championship? And that was decided right then as the participants for the Universal Elimination Chamber match came to the ring. And it was Kevin Owens who would take a pod. Sami Zayn, who would take a pod. King Corbin, who would take a pod. And Jey Uso, who would take a pod. Cesaro and Daniel Bryan would start the match.
That's right.
Whoever wins this match was guaranteed a Universal Championship match right after this chamber match was done.
Now, I'm going to say this. I didn't realize that it was to happen right after.
Really?
Yeah. When I started this, I didn't realize that. I thought it would be later in the night. Like maybe it would be the match before the other chamber, like a main of the pre-main event or whatever. Yeah. That's what I assumed it would be because that seems the most fair. You know,
it does. But we're also talking about the head of the table right now. I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, and I'll have some stuff to say about that when we get to that match. But
that's fair.
Yeah. Right. I thought it was funny. We got some fun Ref Jess stuff when Sami Zayn came out and he had his like little camera crew with him.
Yes.
And she's like
camera crew out.
Yeah, she made them go. I thought it was hilarious, and I loved what she did with it. I thought it was great.
Dude, first off, Ref Jess is probably one of my favorite refs right now. Like the fact that she is making herself known and she's becoming a very popular ref amongst like how many of the refs besides like Charles Robinson, Earl Hebner, and Nick Patrick can you really say you know who they are by like name?
Yeah, that's it.
And now
that's it. I can't even remember that dude's name from the fucking Slammies. I think it was actually no, I think I do remember it. John Cone. I think was his name.
John Cone. I think you're right.
Yeah. And that's only because they did that bit. And I'll be honest, if she doesn't win the Slammy this coming year, I'll be real disappointed.
Yeah, because Ref Jess is by far probably my favorite. I follow her on Twitter and she's awesome.
That's cool.
All right. So like I said, Daniel Bryan and Cesaro start this match.
Yeah.
And I noticed within like the first 3 minutes of the match, Daniel Bryan was holding his knee.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they pointed that out too. Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happened, but I must have like missed something. But he essentially fucked his knee up like early in the match.
Yeah.
And then the first person who enters after is King Corbin. And I'm like, okay. I'm like,
and he goes right to work, man.
Right to work, man. He hits big moves. Nothing really, really big happens. And then Sami Zayn enters.
Yes, he does.
I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, Sami early.
Wait. Or does he enter?
Well, that's true. He tries to keep his pod shut.
He holds that pod shut. And then so like Corbin's trying to get this pod open. And Sammy's like, no. And then D-Bride takes out Corbin, so Sami thinks he's safe. And then from behind comes Cesaro opening the other side because both sides of the pod open.
Oh yeah,
you know they can slide from either side, and Cesaro just slides that thing open and
he
just
hits with
goes
a big uppercut too.
He does, man. Yeah, it was good, and then we got to see Sammy and Cesaro fight on top of the pod.
Yeah,
and then Sammy tried to scale across the chamber wall, and Cesaro just fucking knocked him right off, made him crash to the ground. Dude, I thought that was great.
Well, it was right after that too. We get like the first elimination too. Corbin taps out to Cesaro, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
I was shocked. I didn't think Corbin was gonna be eliminated that quickly. I really didn't.
Neither did I. And not much after he's eliminated, fucking Kevin Owens enters the match.
No, and Kevin Owens. Okay, so we didn't talk about this before, but when Kevin was already in the pod, Jey Uso comes out to get in his pod.
Yeah.
Kevin Owens starts headbutting. Like they're like face to face. He when he's in the pod, and he just starts headbutting the fucking pod. And I was like, Jesus Christ!
Oh yeah,
that was fucking.
When he enters the match too, he's a house of fire. Like he's cleaning house. He's making his energy felt. And I'm like,
I literally in my notes wrote starts cleaning house.
Yeah, yeah. And one of the first things I thought though in my head was, I understand this is the Elimination Chamber, and I understand what's on the line.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, you want to come in and, like, you want to have your moment, but you got to slow that shit down because this is a fucking match that can end careers. This is a match that is going to fucking hurt people. And you need to, like, go in there with a pace set, not go in there just fucking willy-nilly fucking blowing your load everywhere.
I mean, I get it. It's not a 70s porno.
No. So then after
you talk about people getting hurt. Sami Zayn over here biting Kevin Owens on the arm.
Yes.
I didn't know. I found it really, really fucking funny because he was just like gnawing into him, man.
Dude, he was. He
put him good. It was great. I thought it was hilarious.
So then we get the last entrant into the match, which is Jey Uso. And now all hell just starts breaking loose.
Yeah, and him and Owens just instantly start going at one another.
Dude, and hard. Like those punches were hard.
I mean, I get it. They have a lot of history there with the whole Roman thing.
Oh yeah.
So I totally get it. And though it was man. I was impressed just by how intense the two of them were able to go. Jey Uso has impressed me a lot over the last
really
few months.
Up his game in singles matches, man. Like,
yeah, man, he really seriously has.
You know what else impressed me?
What?
Kevin Owens doing a moonsault off the top of the pod.
Dude, it was sick.
It was fucking. I was like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm. Fucking dude, that guy is nuts, and I love it.
And then we start getting some eliminations to dwindle stuff down. Sami Zayn is eliminated by Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And then Uso's eliminated by Kevin Owens, which I thought I did not.
However, you before the elimination happens, we get a spot that I thought was really interesting. Sami Zayn leaves the chamber. So the door is wide open, the sliding cage wall door.
Yes.
And Kevin Owens and Jey Uso are right near it. And Jay, I think he kicked or pushed or whatever Kevin Owens. Owens' arm goes outside, and then Jay just slams that door right onto his arm and holds it there.
Oh, yeah.
And then starts, beating the shit out of him while he can't go anywhere.
That's the first time I'd ever seen that done.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, wow. I thought that was really inventive. I thought
that was very inventive, and you're right. I didn't put that in my notes, and I should have.
Yeah,
but then Uso eliminates Kevin Owens.
Yeah,
and then Uso eliminates Cesaro.
I'll be honest. I didn't see Kevin Owens being eliminated right there. I didn't
see Cesaro getting eliminated when he did. I thought they were going to bring it down to Cesaro and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
I figured Daniel Bryan was going to be in the main, the last two, and I was like, oh shit! I'm like, okay, so Cesaro's out. Yeah. I'm like, so it's Jimmy Uso or Jey Uso and Daniel Bryan, and I'm like, shit. this is fucking awesome because it could play out the way I had been talking about where Jay goes up against Roman again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they really going to fucking do this? And then he goes up for the big fucking frog splash, and Daniel Bryan puts his knees up. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Dude, and that was sick because that was from the pod, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he went up to the top of the pod and frog splash. Yeah, and then the fucking knees. I was like, oh, shit.
And then obviously, Daniel Bryan, like, gets the win, and the chamber starts lifting. And I'm like, oh, good. Well, that match is over. I mean, Daniel Bryan can rest for a couple minutes. And that's literally all he got was like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because out comes Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And as the cage is still, like, he didn't even wait.
As the cage is lifting.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I knew it was going to happen, like, instantly. But, like, I'm like, Daniel Bryan is not even up to his feet. I'm like, and you can't start the match until both opponents are standing. Yeah. So, like, obviously, Roman gets up in the ring.
I was not a big fan of it, to be totally honest with you.
But
I understand the story that they're going for. I get it. I get it.
The thing that made me feel, it kind of reminded me of when Edge cashed in on Cena after the very, very first Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't the first, but it was the 06. It was New Year's Resolution 06.
Okay, yeah.
And it reminded me after he cashed in there. Because, like, Roman comes out, no big fucking deal. He took his time walking down that ramp. He knew Daniel Bryan was in no shape to fucking go since Daniel Bryan started the chamber. And he gets in the ring, and he hands over the championship, and they get Daniel Bryan to his feet. He's, like, barely holding himself there. And they're also like, are you okay? And Daniel Bryan's like, and they're also like, ring the bell. And here comes Roman for his spear. And Daniel Bryan's like, fuck you. Boom! The bell lock.
Yeah, fucking locks that, though. The fucking, like, right in, man.
I jumped off my couch. I was like, oh, shit. They're really going to fucking let him almost, like, I knew Roman was going to win. But I'm like, they're going to let Daniel Bryan have the feel-good moment. And he's got it. And you see Roman's face. Roman's instantly like, oh, fuck. And he's like, They get the hold broke. He fucking hits the big spear. Daniel Bryan goes down. And I'm like, okay, Daniel Bryan's really out. He gets him watching that fucking submission, that guillotine. And I'm like, why? Yeah. Why even do it? Just pin him.
Yeah.
And the ref checks Daniel Bryan. Roman Reigns retains his championship. Shocker, I know.
Yep.
And Roman's celebrating in the corner, and he's like, this is my championship. Blah, 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 blah. And the thing that I thought was weird about this was that Paul Heyman's usually in the ring with him when he celebrates. And Paul Heyman was standing on the ringside. And I'm like, why is Paul not?
I'll be honest, I never even noticed Heyman out there. I mean, other than when they walked down the ramp.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice him.
No, Paul Heyman did a very bit part in this that night.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I'm like, but I'm like, why is Paul on the outside of the ring? Like, that doesn't make sense unless something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And right as Roman Reigns gets down from the corner and he goes to turn around, spear! And Edge points at the fucking Mania sign. He wants Roman to WrestleMania. And I'm like, fuck yeah! Let's fucking get this shit!
Yes. Hells yes. It was fucking amazing.
Like, my notes. Spear!
Oh, shit. That's great. Oh, man. But yeah, that, I'll be honest, the match itself, not good. The ending, though, fan-fucking-tastic.
Fucking phenomenal. Dude, and the fact that we're getting Edge and Roman at Mania wasn't originally in my wheelhouse, the things I thought were going to happen, but I am excited for this.
Yeah, I like being surprised. You know?
It's a good surprise. I
didn't see Daniel Bryan win in that chamber match.
That's true.
You know?
I have a feeling Edge has what it takes to pull one more championship win out.
Yeah.
But it's whether or not the WWE wants to bring Roman down a peg.
Okay. Yeah, I get you. Yeah, no, totally makes sense. Totally makes sense.
Sorry about screaming in your ear.
No, man. Totally cool. So then after that, we get a little segment with Bad Bunny talking to Sonya Deville in the back.
Yeah.
With his 24/7 title. Then the Miz comes up talking shit like he always does, shoves him. Bad Bunny slaps the Miz, and when the Miz turns around, Damian Priest right there.
I gotta say though, it's what he said to Bad Bunny and what Bad Bunny said back that made me really respect Bad Bunny a little bit in his WWE run that he's having right now. Because Miz is like, what are you even doing here?
Yeah.
And Bad Bunny's like, I'm the 24/7 champion. What are you doing here? Are you even a contender? And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, part of me was surprised he wasn't like, I'm I am Mr. Money in the Bank or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I was shocked that he didn't bring it up.
However, I feel like they brought Damian Priest up to the main roster and they're making him a bodyguard.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Like, I'm like, this better play out into something bigger for him because he's got potential to be one of your top tier guys.
Well, I wonder if they're going to have him feud with The Miz.
That could be cool.
Because ever since, was it TL? Yeah, I think it was TLC.
Yeah.
They've been back and forth because of the whole Bad Bunny thing.
They have been.
You know? And so, like, there've been a lot of confrontations there. Yeah. So, I wouldn't be shocked if it's leading toward a title opportunity for Damian Priest.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
It won't be the WWE title, though.
Yeah, well, is what it is.
All right,
so yes. Then we get our U.S. title match, triple threat, Bobby Lashley versus Riddle versus John Morrison.
Yeah.
All right. Lashley starts this thing off, beating on Matt Riddle. Jomo gets in, and Lashley does not like that. And takes out Jomo gets in and tries to take out Riddle, to help him.
Yeah, like he was helping.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Riddle's Evil Knievel gear though?
Okay.
How are you going to take somebody as great as Evil Knievel and downgrade it into your fucking gear? Like you are no evil fucking. I could see Jeff Hardy doing an Evil Knievel fucking gear because Jeff Hardy is one of the craziest motherfuckers I've ever watched do shit. But you're fucking. Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle's more like a Duke Kaboom. Actually, he's not even as cool as Duke Kaboom. I don't know if you've watched Toy Story 4, but
I was gonna say at least Duke Kaboom gets a what's the word I'm looking for? He gets a
sweet motorcycle.
He gets
to do some ramps.
He gets to redeem himself in the end.
Oh, he gets a redemption story?
Redemption. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And he's voiced by fucking Keanu Reeves. So you can't get much cooler than that.
That's true.
So Riddle, not even close to Duke Kaboom, let alone Evil Knievel.
Matt Riddle is a Forky.
Dude.
Scratch.
Dude. Don't disrespect Forky like that.
Fine. He could be Slink Dog.
I mean, if you want him to be Slinky Dog, then you got to actually tell him to be Slinky Dog.
You just happen to have a Slinky Dog sitting right there.
I got a Forky over on my desk. That was too far away to reach. I could reach the Slinky Dog.
But yes. So, the triple threat match gets underway. Like you said, it was weird to kind of see Lashley get pissed that Jomo was trying to help him. But then Jomo and Riddle realized that it would just be easier for them to team up and double team Lashley.
Lashley needs to go to an anger therapist or something, man. I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. I know WWE wants to put him in the WWE title spot. They want him to be champion.
Yeah.
I don't see it in him.
Yeah.
He can't cut a promo. His wrestling is fucking... I don't want to say it's on par. It might not even be par level in some people's opinions. But I just don't see what's so special about Bobby Lashley.
Thing is, though, he's just like Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And they continuously put that damn title on him.
Yeah.
So it's not shocking to me that they want to, But I agree with you. I don't see it. I just don't.
Well, one of my notes for this match literally is, why does Bobby Lashley always have to be so dominant?
Yeah. Agreed. Like, again,
there was a point where Riddle and John Morrison were they were really working together as a team.
Yeah, man. I love that. There was, I think, 3 different moments where Riddle and Jomo teamed, but it was literally for a minute before Lashley would take them both down again.
Yeah, and that's
each
what
time.
I'm saying. Uncool. There's the moment where Riddle does his thing out of the corner, and then Jomo hit the Starship Pain, and I'm like, shit, it's a pin attempt, and then kick out.
Yep.
Now, this ending of this match is what really shocked me, though, is that Bobby Lashley wasn't even the decision of who was going to be who beat who for the title.
Yeah.
Now, if you haven't seen this match, spoilers as always.
As always.
Bobby Lashley gets drop kicked out of the ring, or was it a drop kick? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a drop kick out of the ring. And then Matt Riddle hits what he calls the Bro Derek, and I was like, that's stupid.
Take on Bo Derek.
Yeah, no, I mean I get it, but it's dumb. So he hits this move on John Morrison, pins John Morrison, and becomes the new United States champion.
Yeah, but dude, you totally left out some interesting stuff that happened leading to this. So Jomo's on the outside of the ring. MVP's out there. He starts mouthing off. Jomo takes because MVP has a crutch. Jomo takes the crutch and goes to use it against Lashley, but then Riddle I think Lashley gets it away from him, and then Riddle winds up picking it up and just blasts Lashley with it, and it just fucking exploded into pieces, man.
It did.
Yeah. And then that is what sent. I think that is what sent.
No, you're right. That's what put
Lashley out. Yeah, and then he took Jomo out from there. But yeah, that fucking crutch shot. I was like, Jesus. I think he hit him twice. But that thing on the second hit, that thing fucking exploded. It was ridiculous.
It was after match that really pissed me off, though. So Riddle wins. I'm like, whatever, fine. Riddle wins.
Yeah.
The thing that really pissed me off is that he's on the entranceway. He's supposed to be a face, and he's running his fucking mouth off like top heel over here.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I got your title. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of him. Apparently, John Morrison faced off against Riddle on Raw the next night in a non-title match and fucking got injured. He injured his knee, apparently.
Oh, Jesus.
He says it happened when he did a twisting dive at one point, caught his leg in the rope, and it resulted in him landing with his knee hitting the floor.
Ooh. See, it's funny because a lot of people are saying, I was watching a thing from John Morrison today on Twitter. A lot of people are saying Jomo fucked up he went for a springboard corkscrew onto Riddle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying he fucked it up. John Morrison actually shared a video today on Twitter saying he didn't fuck it up. He was practicing new ways to do a springboard, and he had found a cool way to get the knee up first and then use his knee as his foot essentially and push himself up enough to do the corkscrew. So I'm guessing what had happened was he had been practicing on a stationary piece of equipment. He didn't equate for the give in the rope.
Oh, maybe.
That's my guess. I mean, I'm not John Morrison, so
yeah. I mean, when you're doing moves like that, especially something new, shit like that can unfortunately happen.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, it's not too severe. Hopefully, it's not too severe, and he's able to. Too bad Riddle destroyed that crutch. John Morrison could have used that crutch.
True. Absolutely true.
But yeah, Matt Riddle, the new U.S. champ. All right. All right, so we get into the next match. It's Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler versus Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair for the women's tag team titles. Before the match starts, Bianca and Sasha are in the back talking to Caleb Braxton. Reginald comes up, showering them with compliments, and says that he will put a bottle of his finest champagne on ice for when they win. And then Bianca then says that after they win, she will celebrate her decision as well.
Yep.
Who's she gonna pick? You know, it's Sasha. I mean, come on.
Yep.
There's no way it's gonna be anybody but Sasha, anyways. So,
well, she did on SmackDown. Officially chose Sasha.
There we go. You know, it's Sasha. There was no way it was going to be Asuka. I'm sorry. Like, that's just a weird pairing right now. There's nothing there, but there's stuff with Sasha and her, so it made the most sense. It was the most predictable, but
no, I agree.
Yeah. So Bianca starts off this match mocking and taunting Nia Jax. And I noticed something that I found rather odd. Apparently Bianca likes to smack her own ass a lot.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that was all about.
It goes back to the Nia Jax my hole thing.
Oh, that's what she was referencing.
You know, it's my hole, my hole.
God. I didn't even think that didn't even cross my mind that that's what she was doing.
So I have a bunch of weird notes for this match, and not even like the pertain to the wrestling, but like other things that have happened during the match. Plus, so it starts with the entrances. So Bianca Belair comes out first, and she's doing and I'm going to imitate it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, look at me flip my hair, woo! And I'm like, okay, I get it. You want to be a fucking helicopter, like. Your hair's so fucking long. That's all you do? And like, why is so much focus on you fucking spinning your hair? It has nothing to do with your in-ring work. I want to see it literally where she gets into a match and somebody just ties her in the fucking ropes with her own hair.
I think that would be brilliant.
I mean,
I really do.
I'm tired of her hair. Like, it's always her hair, man. It's like, and I'm like, it's dumb. I mean,
it's her thing. I get it. I understand. Maybe you're not into it, but I get it. Yeah. It's just her thing.
Another big thing that I had noticed, and I had lack of attention during this match. Like, I noticed that Nia Jax spent a lot of time not fighting in this match. So Shayna Baszler did a lot of the work for her team.
And I'm going to say this about Shayna Baszler. She has gotten really good at blending her MMA with the wrestling.
Yes.
I think really good.
Yeah.
Something that Ronda Rousey was never able to do.
No.
And they've done a really good job at making her at kind of shifting her away from that whole female Brock Lesnar thing that they did there for a while.
Yep.
And I've grown to actually really like Shayna Baszler now.
Well, there was a moment in the match that really made me laugh, and it was did you notice the moment where Shayna Baszler ripped out her ponytail, and she let her hair down?
Oh, I don't think I noticed it as I was watching.
So she's fighting Belair, she was fighting one of the two, and her ponytail came out a little bit. So she rips the ponytail out. She does one of these, and she tosses the ponytail holder.
Okay.
And it lands in front of the fucking corner for Belair and Banks. And it stays there on the fucking mat.
Okay.
And I'm like, is anybody pick up that hair tie? Because that could be fucking dangerous. Okay? And like I said, stupid note for this match. But then I noticed there was one point where Sasha Banks is trying to make the tag, and you see Bianca Belair kneel down. And when they cut to the other action, she picked up the hair tie.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I was just like, okay. I'm like, well, at least somebody picked up the fucking hair tie before somebody
Man, I did not even notice that. Wow. Good eye, though, man. Good eye. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to talk more about the match. If you had
so was I.
Okay.
The ending of this match felt really poorly thought out.
With Reginald coming out?
Yes. Because in all my personal opinion, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler are heels. But they don't need a cheat win from somebody else causing a distraction.
No, they don't.
They could have gotten the win all their own.
Yeah.
So then, Reginald comes out with his bottle of fucking champagne and hands it off to Sasha Banks, and he's like, use this, hit her with it. And she's like, I'm not gonna hit her with it. And then she throws it back, she gets fucking taken through a loop, and boom. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's like she's not Carmella, you know? She's not there to cheat to win. Carmella's the one who likes to smash bottles on people.
Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
Are you telling me that, you know, if the ref was distracted and she smashed this bottle, the ref's going to be like, oh, what happened? Oh, I guess I didn't see it. Come on.
Right?
Like, there's a smashed bottle everywhere. You obviously know what happened.
Well, that's
the ref would do. So it's like, what are you doing, Reginald?
That kind of ruined the end of this match for me because this was a decent match.
Yeah, I get that.
That really, like, I was like, what the fuck are they doing right now? Like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I get that Reginald's like got like an infatuation with Sasha Banks, but like, there's a difference between being infatuated with somebody and trying to get them to be who they're not.
Yeah.
And like, you clearly
he wants Sasha Banks to be Carmella.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, because that's what he's used to and that's what he seems to like, but he has a sting for Sasha Banks, so he's trying to mold her into that. And it ain't gonna happen, dude. You gotta just fucking let it go.
So if you tell by the way we're talking, obviously Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax retain.
Yeah, which I mean that was expected because there was no way that they were gonna have a tag team wind up fighting each other. It's stupid. It would have been stupid. We talked about that last week, just how stupid of a move that would be. And so I just didn't think it was going to go down the way it did. Yeah, like you said, they don't need help to win. Shayna and I don't need help to win. They're like, Nia's a powerhouse. We may not particularly like her. She may not be the best, but she is a powerhouse character. And Shayna's damn good, you know, and she too is a powerhouse.
I'm not going to lie. I know Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez have a championship match coming up against the two of them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to propose an idea to you from a new tag team that is starting to come together. And I want to propose an idea for a triple threat tag team match for the tag team champions. And I want your thoughts on this.
Okay.
So Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defend against Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai and Tamina and Natty Neidhart.
Ooh, okay. I think that would be that'd be a good match.
Think about it. Technical wrestler. Big meaty powerhouse.
I like it. I would definitely be into that. Yeah.
And even on the outside chance that like the Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez is just a flavor of the week, splash in the pan to help NXT get some ratings while the tag team titles are just being defended over there. I want to see Natty and Tamina get a title shot.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that they're deserving. So
yes.
I'd be down for it, man. For it. All right. So now we are on to the final match.
Well,
Raw.
They had to cut a match.
Yeah, they had to cut a bitch. I mean, they had to cut a match.
All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. You have Drew McIntyre entering first into a pod. AJ Styles into a pod. Kofi Kingston into a pod. And Sheamus, who got the bragging rights to be the last one to enter the cage, into a pod. Which means Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton starting the 2021 Elimination Chamber for the WWE Championship.
That's right.
I think that it's really cool that this championship chamber was all former WWE champions.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was really an interesting lineup. On the surface, it seems kind of almost like a weird fit.
It did.
But, like you said, they're all former champions.
I'm not going to lie. when you look at it, like you said, when you look at the picture, you're just kind of like, that's a hodgepodge of shit thrown together. But when you add the element that they're all former WWE champions, then you're kind of like, okay. But then once this match actually started happening, I was like, oh, fuck, man. This match actually, like, really worked well together.
Yeah.
Like I said, starts off with Jeff and Randy Orton. And, you know, you have that feud from, like, a year or so ago with the two of them. Yeah. And it kind of, like, back and forth. And, like, Jeff, again, within, like, 5 minutes of being in the match, Jeff's just done. And I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, for those 5 minutes, though, it was a decent show.
Oh, it was. But I noticed throughout most of this, like, I have a note. It's down after Sheamus enters the ring. Jeff is just out for, like, a good, like, 5 minutes. Maybe more.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean...
I think he hurt his knee, though, because I noticed him favoring his knee a lot.
I have a feeling it happens after Drew McIntyre comes in. So
I think
Drew McIntyre, he's the first one out of his pod and into the match
with a house of fire.
And at one point, Drew picks up Jeff Hardy and lawn darts him into a pod right next to a camera guy.
Yep.
And you hear Drew McIntyre. He turns to the camera guy. And he's like, "I told you to move."
Yeah.
And then after Jeff's crashed down and everything, you hear the camera guy be like, "Oh my god!" Like he obviously was supposed to move and just didn't, and then fucking had a dude get launched right at him. Essentially, I'd be honest, I wouldn't be shocked if that's where Jeff got hurt.
That's a possibility. It could have been all on the way like Jeff landed.
Yeah, because like, he might not have been able to land exactly the way he should have been because there's a dude standing right there in the corner. Yeah. I don't know what was up with that guy, why he didn't fucking move. But
so now this is where shit starts to get really crazy too, because now the next person into the ring, Kofi Kingston.
Hell yeah!
Now Kofi didn't come in all crazy. Now there was a lot of shit going down. Like we talked about, like we didn't talk about like the last one, like you pointed out, I didn't talk about like a lot of the people taking the pods, but there was like some extremeness when like Drew's in the pod and people are coming in.
With Sheamus, it was the best because he had some Kevin Owen energy going on. He like punches the pod and then headbutts the fucking thing.
Yeah,
at one point.
But did you hear like the way like Kofi was building people up in the pod?
No,
like,
I didn't.
He says to Orton straight out when Orton gets in the ring, he's like, "Yeah, man, I see your quads, shaking your quads, man. You've been doing some squats."
Oh my god, definitely didn't catch that. Holy shit!
So Kofi's just like this is a rare form of Kofi we're seeing in this match. And when he came into the ring, he didn't come in just like flying around doing shit. He came in with a game plan. And
him and Orton, man, they had a feud back when Kofi had that WWE title. Champion. Yeah, and so they just start going right at it, man, and that was some good shit right there too.
They did, really and then the shock of the night happens when Kofi Kingston pins Randy Orton.
Yeah, the fact that Orton is the first one out, and there's only 4 people only 2 people have come out of the pods. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Now, it was at this point where I'm like, well, obviously, we know that at this point, Orton's in the match, Kofi, Jeff was in there, and McIntyre, so we knew the next one was going to be AJ Styles. And I'm like, fuck, man. Like, we got to wait now until AJ gets in. Oh, but no, we don't. Because while Randy Orton is trying to get to his feet and get out of the cage, Omos is trying to rip open AJ's pod. And instead of trying to, like, break the lock, he rips the fucking plexiglass right off the fucking back of the pod.
Yes, he does.
Jumps down, runs around to the open door, and puts himself in the match.
Yeah.
Is this fucking legal?
I mean, he was the next one in, right? So
he didn't wait till his time.
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought about this during the first chamber match when people are like, I was like, okay, what if somebody chucked somebody into a pod and it busted open, like the plexiglass is shattered or whatever? Could that person who's in the pod get out and start doing shit?
I guess the answer is yes.
Right? That's what I'm like. Oh, okay, fine. I wasn't sure either. Yeah, I was like, I know he's next, but
Yeah.
his it didn't go off. You know, there was no
No.
buzzer. Wasn't
No.
his time technically.
And I
So
mean, he
yeah,
was smart. He comes in and tries to pin everybody immediately.
he does, man. He does. No success there, but
Because that's
yeah.
the thing. Before Randy Orton leaves, I should have said this too. Before Orton leaves, he gets pissed. He RKO's everybody.
Everybody, man, they're just laid the fuck
At this
out.
point, Jeff is already having one of those moments where Jeff isn't like really doing much.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy gets picked up, fucking RKO'd. He's back out.
Yeah. And then as AJ's, doing all that shit, he unsuccessfully pins people.
Yeah.
Adam Pearce makes an appearance.
Yeah.
Comes down
Yeah.
and boots almost from ringside, which I was like, okay, I mean, he's a little late. He already did his thing.
I'm like, yeah, what's the point of kicking him out now? The damage is fucking done.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I thought Omos was going to do more. I thought like maybe because like you can reach through the cage because it's the big squares.
Yep.
I was expecting like somebody to be there and he'd like grab them and hold them. You know what I mean? Something like that.
That would have been awesome.
That's what I was expecting to happen, but obviously it never did because as soon as AJ got in the ring, pretty much he was booted from.
I'm honestly surprised Omos didn't get in the ring when the big door was open.
Yeah, dude, that would have been awesome. He just gets in and just like. I mean, granted, everybody was already laid out, but I think it would have been hilarious if he just started picking people up and just slamming them, and to give AJ an extra chance.
Oh, yeah.
Getting these pins, but.
So now while AJ is doing this, they're getting ready to, the countdown's about to start to begin for Sheamus. They go to Sheamus in his pod, and he has his back turned to all the action. And he's got both of his fists up on the glass, and the look on his face is just...
Dude. That's a Sheamus that I feel like we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And that's a Sheamus that I like seeing.
Yes. And he just looked fucking intense. And I was like, oh, fuck. Shit's about to pick up. Dude. And, of course, the countdown begins. Sheamus gets let in, and him and Drew McIntyre just start exchanging. And I have this written down this way. Ham hocks. Like, they are fucking trading hard shots with one another.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely did. Oh, man.
And then shit just starts getting crazy from there. So you want to take it for a minute?
Yeah, man. Fucking Kofi Kingston fucking leaping off a wall. Then he gets up on top of the pod and he takes out all four fucking guys. And then one by one tries to pin them. I was like, dude. I thought it was fantastic. But it didn't last too long for Kofi. No. As afterward, he got a brogue kick from Sheamus. And then was eliminated. So, but Kofi had a nice little run in there.
Well, I thought there was a big suplex in there too, right before Kofi jumped from the pod.
Yeah,
there was like a massive back suplex / powerbomb.
Yeah, with all four of them. Yeah,
because they had somehow gotten him on top of the pod, and then that happens, and then they all kind of get up, and then he does the fucking boom drop.
Yeah,
I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, you got Kofi Kingston. You got to have some kind of crazy high-flying type shit.
Well, he wasn't the only one with some crazy high-flying action in this match.
That's true. Jeff
Hardy with a whisper in the wind from the top of the pod. And I was like, I thought he was going to swanton first. And I was like, oh, my God. I'm like, I know he's fucking crazy, but damn. And then I felt bad though because Jeff does that. He does the whisper and instantly fucking holds his knee. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm like, fuck, man. Like I knew he wasn't gonna win this match, but I had hopes that he'd be in there. Yeah. And then of course, Jeff Hardy gets eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
Boom! He just gets fucking claymored, man.
Yeah.
I love that move. It's fucking it's so brutal.
And then what I'm gonna call the swerve of this fucking match. AJ Styles eliminates fucking Sheamus.
Dude, I did not see that coming.
Neither did I. And I was like, holy shit. So it comes down to Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles who pull out no stops and making sure the fans are going to get their entertainment out of this match. Yeah. There's a couple near falls. There's some high spots. There's a couple of moments where you're just like, I can't fucking believe this shit. And then AJ Styles goes up for the phenomenal forearm. And in midair, fucking Drew McIntyre with a Claymore.
Dude, it was sick.
That
oh
was
my God.
the worst. I mean, not worse than like the way it looked, but
Yeah.
that AJ Styles was like his arm was up for the forearm. This one was back like it usually is. There was no blockage in there.
It was one of the most brutal claymores that I've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So no sooner does the kick happen, he pins AJ Styles to retain the WWE Championship.
And then something happens that I did not see coming at all.
You did not see that coming?
Bobby Lashley? No.
I had a feeling something was up when MVP was talking to the Miz backstage.
I mean, yeah, I knew about the Miz. I knew about that before I watched this match. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, this must be where the Miz comes out. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nowhere in my mind was Bobby Lashley.
No, but it makes a lot more sense as to why Lashley thinks he's deserving a title shot.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He just fucking goes ham on fucking Drew McIntyre, beats the shit out of him. I'll be honest, I literally wrote this in my notes. Lashley is a pathetic, sore loser. I mean, it's true.
So my notes are literally the follow up is like I'm like Lashley with a spear on Drew. Okay, nice spear, and then I've got oh fuck Miz cash in with like the 3 exclamation points, and then I got oh man Drew kicked out of the DDT. Sad, and then I got oh skull crushing finale.
Oh shit, that's fantastic.
Now, for those of you who didn't watch Elimination Chamber or Raw, Miz is your new awesome WWE champion.
Hells yeah, man. I love it. It's been years since he's been back on the top.
I don't care what people say. Miz is deserving of this WWE championship. And
you know me, I have been a Miz fan since the beginning. And I've always stayed a Miz fan. I've never wavered on that.
True.
And I'm thrilled that he's the new champ.
I am really sad that they're already talking about taking the title off him to put on Lashley to get Lashley versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship at Mania.
Yeah.
But, yep.
That would be the worst
honestly, that's not
fucking thing.
Yeah, but that's not fair to Miz at this point. Like he is working his ass off to be this guy.
So I don't need to watch 2 shitty wrestlers wrestle at WrestleMania.
I'm tell you, the match I want to see at WrestleMania right now is a match that's been in the works for years that they haven't given us. That is The Miz. And I'm glad it'll be for the championship because before I would have just been happy for a normal champion match. But since the title will be there, the WWE champion, The Miz, defends his WWE championship against yes, Daniel Bryan.
Dude, I would love that. Give him one fight. Like if The Miz is gonna lose the title, I'll take it to D-Bride. That's okay.
I don't want him to lose the title though.
Give him one final run as a champ. But I don't want him to lose either. But if I don't want it to be to Bobby Lashley. I just don't.
True. No, and I agree with that one. All right, so let's do some of the fun stuff now that we've talked about this pay-per-view.
It's time for our stats.
It's time for the stats.
That's what I call this.
Bring it in with MVP of the night.
MVP of the night. This one may be a little controversial. I don't know if that's the right word.
I like controversy.
I picked Cesaro.
Really? I mean, that's not controversy. I think he did a great job in that match.
I thought he really shined throughout that match, and I was really impressed with what he had going on.
I also picked somebody from that match, but it wasn't Cesaro.
Okay.
I picked Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
Because
I dig it.
Not only was him and Cesaro the first two, he had that hope moment where, like, yeah, I knew Roman retained his championship, but for a moment watching the pay-per-view, I forgot and hoped that he was going to make Roman Reigns tap.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Roman Reigns retained, and I was like, oh, fuck. But Daniel Bryan, for a moment there, really made me forget that I had already knew the winner and hoped that he was going to pull it out.
Yeah, I get that.
Is what it is.
All right, John. What was... I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. What was your worst match of the night?
The Fatal 4-Way for the United States Championship match.
You mean the triple threat?
No, the Fatal 4-Way on the pre-show.
For the number one contender.
Oh, yeah, for the number one contender spot.
Yeah.
The Fatal 4-Way was by far
really
the worst match of the night.
See, I am so in disagreement here.
Really?
Because the actual worst match of the night is the Universal title match.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
I mean, you know me. I'm not a fan of squash matches, especially when they're for a title.
I think personally, I linked that to the Chamber and not making it its own match. I think otherwise, though, you saying that, I would have to agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't actually, I linked those two together and didn't actually make it its own standalone match. So, yeah, in the moment of recording this, I'm going to agree with you. And I'm going to say Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns for the championship is probably the worst match of the night.
Yeah, like if we were combining it, I would agree with you. Because the number one contender match is my second worst. Yeah. But I can't get over that sham of a title match.
Yeah, no.
The way they disrespected Daniel Bryan in that, to me.
It's hard too. Hard.
So,
all right. So, what was your moment of the night? And I know there was a lot of action,
dude. There was a lot of moments. I was very close to picking The Miz.
Fair.
But I went with Edge spears Roman Reigns and declares he's going for him at WrestleMania 37.
Now, you would think, me being an Edge fan, that is exactly what I would pick, but I did not. I picked Kevin Owens doing a moonsault off the top of the pod.
Nice.
Because something went through my mind from our past that I was like, yeah, nah. And I screamed something out loud watching that match that I wanted to wait till now because you're gonna laugh. He jumps and I went, "Fly, fat man, fly!"
Oh, that's too funny. Oh my God.
So that's my moment of the night.
Nice. All right. And here it comes. The final stat. Best match of the night. John, what do you got?
The Universal Chamber.
The Universal Chamber. Interesting.
I thought there was just more excitement in that match. A couple of really weird swerves that I didn't see coming. I loved the WWE Chamber. Don't get me wrong. I thought it was definitely the second best match of the night. Mainly because I love the Chamber. I want to wrestle in the Chamber.
Yeah.
But not this new fucking padding on the outside and fucking weird shaped pods. I want the original Chamber back. And I will gladly sign a waiver release and step in there. And me and Josh are going to tear each other up. I just need 4 more guys. Who's in?
I like it. I went with the WWE Chamber.
I can respect that, though.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, I felt like there was a bit more of the action that I enjoyed with it. And then the stuff with The Miz at the end, I really liked seeing that because that is obviously part of it. That one was definitely it for me.
No, I mean, I can respect that enough to, I can be like, yeah. I'm not even going to argue that one.
Yeah. All right. Overall, John, 5 boots. What would you give Elimination Chamber 2021?
Well, I'm going to be shady on it for a second, and I'm going to say them cutting out a match completely and cutting Keith Lee is really going to affect my rating on this one. Yep. And because of that, because of the overall quality, though, I'm going to say solid 3.
I agree. 3 was the number that I have in my head, mainly because the points you said, the not so great match, the Universal title match, all of that took a lot away.
Tag title match.
Yeah, I think this is the worst. I mean, it's hard. It's bad. I feel bad saying it. it's the worst pay-per-view I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
You
and
know, we haven't
good matches.
We haven't given a pay-per-view a pay-per-view a 3 as an overall score. I don't know if we've done that all year.
Fuck, I don't think so. They're usually in the 4.5s.
I think there might have been an NXT takeover that was low like
You're
that.
You're right. There might have been.
But yeah, this is definitely the lowest one.
Like I said,
yeah.
Them cutting out a match, them screwing Keith Lee, that weird finish on the women's tag titles, that all really it adds up. And that really, I almost went to a 2. And I was like, the Chambers really saved the show.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, there you have it. That is our Elimination Chamber review. John, let everybody know where they can find you.
Well, you can find me at your local grocery store because I like to shop for food because I'm fat. You can also find me here on Twitter at Simply Sane J1. You can listen to my podcast on Anchor, which is Simply Sane with Jay. It's the Not Your Mama's podcast. Currently getting ready to record a new episode going up here soon, probably within the next couple days.
Nice.
I am on Facebook, J. John Made. You can always reach out to me anywhere you want. You can talk to me, shoot the shit. I'm always down for that. And Josh, where can the lovely people find you? Wait, I know. It's on Twitter at JP Raynor. That's RAYNOR.
You forgot the JP, but that is
son of a bitch.
But yes, JPRAYNOR on Twitter. Also, right down here at Movie Blog Merc. That is the Twitter page for my site, Merc with a Movie Blog. You can also check me out at DC Comics News. That's at DC Comics News on all the social medias. And of course, you can check us out at Off the Ropes with John and Josh on the Twits, on the Facebooks, on the Anchors, on the YouTubes, on the Patreons, all at Off the Ropes JJ. That's right. So be sure to check all of those out. So
always check it out. Tell your friends. Tell your grandma.
Tell her all. Tell her off and tell her we're coming to visit. This has been
sweet.
Yeah, you don't know. She could be a bitch. I don't know. This has been episode 25 of Off the Ropes with John and Josh. I am Josh.
I'm John.
And we are down for the count. Catch you guys on the flippity flop.
Bam. Peace and grease.